The crystal chandeliers of the Ritz-Carlton ballroom sparkled above my father's 60th birthday celebration. I sat quietly in a corner, watching my sister Emily bask in our family's adoration while checking the pre-market trading data on my phone. Ms. Chen, the message read, "Final IPO preparations complete. TechFusion's stock set to open at $150. Projected first-day valuation, $85 billion. Charlotte still playing with her phone apps. Emily's voice carried across the room. Meanwhile, my hedge fund just closed another billion-dollar deal. I smiled slightly, thinking about the hedge fund that would soon be worth less than a fraction of my company's value. My sister, the successful one, had no idea what was about to happen when the market opened in exactly 2 hours. At least one child succeeded, Dad beamed, hugging Emily. Senior partner at 35. That's the Hamilton legacy. The Hamilton legacy. If they only knew what I'd built while they were focused on Emily's traditional success. My phone buzzed again. Pre-market interest unprecedented. Major funds positioning for opening bell. Charlotte. Mom appeared at my table, pearls glinting with disapproval. Do put that phone away. The Andersons are asking about you. Though I told them you're still finding yourself. Finding myself. Like building a technology empire that was about to make me one of the richest people in the world. But they didn't need to know that. Not yet. Ms. Chen, another alert. Wall Street Journal front page ready. TechFusion IPO set to create youngest self-made billionaire in history. Still working on that little tech startup? Emily sauntered over, champagne in hand. You know, my fund manages billions. Real money, not just computer games. Your fund manages billions, I thought, but my company's about to be worth more than your entire industry. Charlotte. Dad joined us, investment reports tucked under his arm. The Wilsons firm is hiring junior analysts. Emily could put in a word. Time to get a real job, don't you think? A real job. Like creating the most advanced AI platform in history? Like building a company that would soon be worth more than every firm in this room combined? Ms. Chen, my CFO messaged, your personal stake at IPO price, $45 billion. You'll become the richest person under 40 in the world. Look at her, Emily stage whispered to Mom. Hiding in corners with her phone while real business happens. Maybe this will finally make her understand that success requires more than playing with computers. Real business. Like the technology that was about to revolutionize global commerce? The platform that would make their traditional banking obsolete? Charlotte, Mom tried again, at least mingle. The Morgan's daughter just made vice president at Goldman. Everyone's talking about her success. I checked my watch, custom Patek Philippe, worth more than their annual salaries combined. 2 hours until they learned what real success looked like. Ms. Chen, my phone lit up. CNBC exclusive interview scheduled after bell. Current headline, unknown tech founder set to disrupt global finance. At least Emily understands business, Dad announced to his banking friends. Some people just aren't cut out for real success. Real success. I looked around the ballroom at all these successful people in their designer clothes, celebrating my father's birthday. None of them knew that the family failure in the corner was about to become richer than all of them combined. Such a shame, my father's voice carried. All that potential and she ends up playing with computer programs. I smiled, watching the pre-market numbers climb. Sometimes the best revenge isn't just success. It's having them watch your success on every financial news channel in the world. Ms. Chen, final message flashed. NYSE ready for opening bell. Your car arrives in 90 minutes. Let them enjoy their champagne and self-importance for now. In 2 hours they'd learn what the family failure had been building all along. The CNBC broadcast played silently on the ballroom's massive screens, showing pre-market coverage of what they called the most anticipated IPO in history. No one in the room was paying attention. Except me. Ms. Chen, my phone buzzed. Pre-market trading demand unprecedented. Major funds requesting billions in allocation. Initial price may hit $200 per share. Still watching financial news? Emily smirked, nodding at the TV. Some new tech company going public. Probably another bubble waiting to burst. That bubble was about to make me worth more than every person in this room combined. My phone lit up again. Your real-time net worth estimate updated. $52 billion at current pre-market pricing. Charlotte, Dad called out, "Come here. Tell everyone about your little computer project. Emily, tell them about your latest fund performance." Emily straightened her Gucci dress, a knockoff of the original design I'd been gifted by the designer himself last week. "Well, our fund just crossed 10 billion under management. Miss Chin," my assistant messaged, "Goldman Sachs requesting personal meeting after bell. Your AI platform has their entire trading desk nervous." 10 billion. Mom beamed at Emily. "That's real business, Charlotte. Not like those apps you're always working on." Those apps had just revolutionized artificial intelligence, machine learning and global finance. But they'd learn that soon enough. Breaking news, scrolled across the TV screens, TechFusion IPO expected to create new tech giant. Markets prepare for historic opening. "Oh look," Emily pointed at the screen, "another tech startup thinking they'll change the world. Charlotte, isn't that your, what do you call it? Industry?" Before I could respond, my phone buzzed. "Miss Chin, your security detail is in position. Car arriving in 45 minutes for NYSE opening bell ceremony." Speaking of success, Dad raised his glass. "Emily's fund just got approved for Federal Reserve trading. That's the Hamilton name opening doors." I checked my watch again. The Hamilton name was about to mean something very different in about an hour. "Miss Chin," my CFO messaged, "Wall Street Journal running story. Unknown founder set to become world's youngest female billionaire." "Charlotte," Mom appeared with the Morgans, "do tell them about your work. Though perhaps focus on your college degree instead of those computer things." Those computer things that had just attracted $100 billion in pre-market trading interest. My phone buzzed again. "Stock likely to open at $250. Your net worth projection, $60 billion. The TV suddenly got louder as someone unmuted it. "Largest tech IPO in history. TechFusion's revolutionary AI platform has every major financial institution scrambling." "These tech companies," Emily laughed, "thinking they can compete with traditional finance. Right, Dad?" Dad nodded sagely. Real business is what Emily does. Managing real money, not playing with computers. "Miss Chin," my security chief messaged, "NYSE trading floor prepared for your arrival. All major networks standing by." I watched as Emily held court, explaining her massive fund strategy to admiring relatives. None of them noticed that their phones all ran on my AI technology, that their banks all depended on my platform. 30 minutes to market open, the TV announced. TechFusion founder set to ring opening bell. "Charlotte," Dad sighed, "at least try to learn from your sister's success. Not everyone can handle real finance, but maybe you could start small." "Start small? Like building the most valuable tech company in history? Like revolutionizing global finance while they mocked my computer games?" "Miss Chin," my phone lit up, "your car has arrived. Time to make history." I stood quietly gathering my things. In exactly 27 minutes, every screen in this ballroom would show them what real success looked like. "Where are you going?" Mom frowned. "The party's not over." "To work," I smiled. "I have a rather important meeting at the stock exchange." "The stock exchange?" Emily laughed. "What would you be doing there?" I glanced at the TV, where CNBC was showing the packed trading floor waiting for TechFusion's founder to arrive. Ringing the opening bell. The silence that followed was deafening. Emily's champagne glass froze halfway to her lips as she processed what I'd just said. "Ringing the what?" Dad sputtered, his eyes darting between me and the TV screens showing the NYSE trading floor. "Miss Chin," my phone buzzed, "all major networks live. Pre-market trading has pushed valuation to $95 billion. Your real-time net worth approaching $65 billion. You can't be." Emily started, but her voice trailed off as the TV anchor's words filled the suddenly quiet ballroom. "Breaking news. TechFusion founder Charlotte Hamilton set to ring opening bell. Sources say IPO will create youngest female billionaire in history." The room erupted in chaos as my family's phones buzzed simultaneously with news alerts. Tech's new queen. Charlotte Hamilton's $95 billion empire. Family's failed daughter behind largest tech IPO in history. Hamilton name redefined. How Charlotte built a tech giant in secret. But you work from your apartment." Emily's voice cracked. Playing with computers. Actually, I smiled, straightening my Brunello Cucinelli blazer. I was building the most advanced artificial intelligence platform in history. Those computer games just revolutionized global finance. Ms. Chen, my CFO, messaged. Goldman Sachs reports unprecedented buying pressure. Opening price estimated at $300. Your net worth will exceed $70 billion at open. Dad stumbled forward, his banking instincts fighting through the shock. Princess, why didn't you tell us? We could have. Could have what? I raised an eyebrow. Taken me seriously? Noticed that while Emily was managing billions, I was creating them. The TV screens now showed my corporate biography, detailing how I'd built TechFusion from my little apartment, while my family dismissed my work as childish computer games. Charlotte, Mom whispered, her social mask cracking, all those times we told you to get a real job. I had one, I replied calmly. Creating technology that makes traditional banking obsolete. Right, Emily? Emily was frantically scrolling through her phone, likely reading about how her hedge fund's entire trading system ran on my AI platform. Ms. Chen, my security chief, approached. Your escort to NYSE is ready. Trading floor awaiting your arrival. But you never said anything. Emily burst out. When I bragged about my fund, when I told you to grow up and get a real career. While you were managing billions, I smiled. I was revolutionizing how those billions move. Check your fund's trading platform. It runs on my technology. The ballroom TVs now showed the packed trading floor, where financial titans waited for the founder they'd never seen. The mysterious woman who'd created an AI system that had made their traditional trading models obsolete. Ms. Chen, my phone lit up. Final valuation update. Opening at $350. You will become the richest self-made woman in history within the hour. All this time, Dad sank into a chair, his birthday celebration forgotten. While we were praising Emily's success, I was building something slightly bigger, I finished for him. Emily manages billions. I created a platform worth 100 times that. The room had become a tableau of shocked faces and dropped jaws. These were the same people who'd spent years dismissing my work, praising Emily's real success, telling me to get a proper job. But the family legacy, Mom started, is about to change dramatically, I cut her off. The Hamilton name will now be known for revolutionizing global finance. Just not in the way you expected. More phones buzzed as another wave of news broke. TechFusion AI platform already powers 80% of global financial transactions. Hamilton Tech Empire, how the failed daughter outshone them all. Ms. Chen, my assistant, messaged, NYSE chairman personally requesting your presence. Market opening in 20 minutes. The sound of helicopter blades thudded overhead as my transportation to the NYSE arrived. Through the ballroom's glass ceiling, guests could see my company logo emblazoned on the sleek black aircraft. Ms. Chen, my phone buzzed, final pre-market update. Opening price $375. You will be worth approximately $80 billion at market open. Bloomberg requesting first interview. That's your helicopter? Emily's voice had lost its usual condescension. But my fund, we're considered a major player. Your fund, I smiled, checking the markets on my phone, is worth less than what my company will make in its first hour of trading. The TV screens were now split between the NYSE trading floor and my biography, Charlotte Hamilton, from family failure to tech titan. Ms. Chen, my security team approached. Trading floor reports unprecedented activity. Your AI platform is already affecting global markets pre-opening. Dad was still staring at his phone, scrolling through article after article about his unsuccessful daughter's empire. TechFusion's AI, it's in everything, he whispered. Banks, trading systems, global finance. Including Emily's successful hedge fund, I nodded. That impressive trading algorithm you bragged about last Christmas? It runs on my technology. Mom had sunk into a chair, her perfectly maintained facade crumbling as she watched CNBC announce. Charlotte Hamilton set to become world's youngest female billionaire, net worth expected to hit $80 billion. But you work from your apartment. Emily tried one last time. All those times I told you about my billion-dollar deals. I remember, I interrupted. I was usually in the middle of trillion-dollar technology deployments during those conversations. Miss Chin, my phone lit up. Your real-time net worth tracking is now live on Bloomberg. Forbes updating billionaire list to place you in top 5 globally. The helicopter landed on the hotel's private pad, visible through the ballroom's windows. My security team formed a path through the stunned crowd. Charlotte, Dad stepped forward, his voice taking on the tone he used for business opportunities. We should discuss this as a family. Your company, your success. My success. I laughed softly. Like when you told the Morgans I was still finding myself last week. Or when you begged me to take that junior analyst position at Emily's fund. The room fell silent as another news alert hit everyone's phones. TechFusion AI now powers 90% of global financial transactions. Traditional banking face obsolescence. Emily's phone rang. Probably her fund's investors panicking about the new tech giant that controlled their trading systems. Ms. Chen, my CFO messaged, your personal wealth just exceeded the combined net worth of everyone at this party. Times 1,000. Well, I gathered my things preparing to leave. I should head to Wall Street. Unlike some forms of success, this one requires actually showing up to work. But the party. Mom stammered. Don't worry, I smiled. You can watch my success on every financial channel. Though you might want to adjust your definition of real business first. The security team moved forward, clearing my path to the helicopter. These were the same people who'd spent years dismissing my work as playing with computers. Oh, and Emily? I paused at the door. About those billion-dollar deals you love bragging about. Check your trading terminal. My little computer project just made that much in the time we've been talking. Miss Chen, my phone buzzed one final time. Market opening in 15 minutes. Your historic moment awaits. I turned back to my stunned family, watching their world reshape itself around the success they'd never seen coming. Happy birthday, Dad, I said softly. Consider this your gift, a lesson in what real success looks like. From your unsuccessful daughter. As the helicopter lifted off, I could see them through the ballroom's glass ceiling. The family that had dismissed me, the sister who had overshadowed me, the parents who had doubted me, all staring up as their failure daughter headed to Wall Street to make history. Sometimes the best revenge isn't just success. It's having them watch that success transform the very industry they thought you couldn't understand. After all, who needs a hedge fund when you own the technology that powers the entire financial world?